Hey there. So I'm going to discuss my DanTian cultivation. You know how it went with the initial process of building the DanTian. So I hadn't had much training with specifically with building the DanTian. I started with a Huang Xingxian lineage of Tai Chi, and did that for about 17 years so far. 9 years I was with the school, like every week, 2 days a week. I was going to the class every day for probably 9 years, and then I traveled, came back, and then did another year together with the school, and then traveled, came back, did another few months, something like that. So it was like 9 years and then on and off, but that was just training at the school. But for almost the whole time I was always doing some kind of training at home, always doing some kind of training. At least I was doing the relaxing exercises, which we learned. And that was kind of my foundation. That's how I gradually got into it. But recently I just wanted to see what was out there. So I found a the first thing was I got Adam Meisner's course because he's very good. So I actually bought and paid for his first initial program, and I found that very interesting. And it was very useful to have a teacher to follow for a little bit. And then I found another one. I found Damo Mitchell, and his stuff, I really like it because he's got very specific instruction about actually cultivating the DanTian on its own, and starting this small microcosmic orbit, and then the bigger microcosmic orbit as well. So the training is very specific about how to do that. Whereas I think a lot of the other Tai Chi lineages, they do some exercises which progress to the DanTian cultivation and microcosmic orbit, and then it sort of has that inside, and then it's your choice about whether you would like to go and do DanTian Gong by yourself or not. But anyway, I really wanted to do it because I saw Damo Mitchell's material, and I saw that it's very authentic what he's teaching. So I followed his first course, which is the microcosmic orbit course, and there's about nine lessons on his website page where he's offering that, and it takes some time to go through it. You really have to go through it. It's very detailed. But I did this, and over the period of probably like 3 months, I finished that course. I really took my time with it. Really took my time with the course, but. I noticed a few things with this DanTian Gong, that was not specifically, he didn't go into that much detail actually. Although the course was very long, he didn't go into that much detail about the, more detail into the mechanisms. But I just want to talk about a few things that I've noticed with this DanTian Gong. So. Really, it's very subtle. It's so subtle when you're doing the DanTian Gong, and the correct way to train it is very subtle. And I think if you speak to a lot of high-level practitioners and masters about this, they will also say, like, when they're doing the DanTian Gong, they will explain to you how it feels for them, and usually they will say something like it feels like threading silk, gradually threading silk. And this was one of the analogies people used back in those days, because this was an analog that they had that they could compare with the feeling, like it's like threading silk, and that's a very good analogy. But it's so subtle, it's so subtle when you do it. nails in, back, and then down the front. But the key, the main thing is the more subtle you can do it, the better. It's like you can never do it too subtle, and this is actually how you progress, is that you have to loosen, 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 relax, relax, relax. Basic Tai Chi principle, simplify, simplify, simplify. Really going back to the Tao, actually. You just keep reducing yourself until there's almost nothing left. This is the principle about how you actually cultivate this, because of course when you first start doing it, you will feel the when you get to the point where it feels like there's a little TENS machine inside the abdomen, like a little electrostatic generator inside the abdomen. You will feel the muscles start being stimulated. You'll feel the electric shocks, and you may feel that when you slightly use a little bit more force to do it, it will start getting more intense. So I fell into that trap. At the first, you start feel the electrical energy, feel the heat energy, and then you start pressing it, and it feels like you're progressing faster, but you're not. You have to get more and more subtle. This is the way I can explain it right now. I probably have a better way of explaining it as I get better at it. But you can practice it sitting in the chair. You can practice it sitting on the ground, or even lying down on the ground. Actually, I'll do you lying down on the ground. Do the DanTian Gong. Do the DanTian Gong lying down on the ground. And one thing you can practice, actually, people are sleeping in here, but I think it's okay. So you can do the DanTian Gong also lying down. I'll flip this with my DanTian. You can actually use weights, get bigger and bigger weights. I think the world record is about 8 kgs, and he can flip it like, I think about half a meter. So it's pretty good, but you practice with something small, So that's one thing you can do. That's one way you can practice. So this is yeah, just a little video for my progress in this DanTian cultivation.